Hi everyone, welcome to Nest Math Academy. In the previous video, we have seen module 1 of Diagnostic Test. In this video, we are going to solve module 2 of the Diagnostic Test. This module also has 22 questions, same as module 1. Let's get started with question number 1. The function p of x models the population of city y from the year 2004 to the year 2016. Which of the following statements best represents this given thing? Okay, so first we need to know that there is something called growth function and a decay function. F of x is equal to a times 1 plus r raised to the power of x. Sometimes we write it as t also. So it could be anything x or t. Whereas the decay function f of x is equal to a times same function, just a minus sign in the middle. Okay, plus and minus, that's the difference. When we are dealing with the growth function, we use this function, this rule. And if you are dealing with a decay situation or a decreasing situation, we use this. So how do I know what I am dealing with? Usually when you compare with this is the initial value a, and this part inside the parenthesis is usually corresponds to either 1 plus r or 1 minus r. When this value is greater than 1, usually it's a growth function, in which if I separate this, if I just write it here 60040, 1 plus, I'll separate that as 0.012 raised to the power of x. If you simply compare with this, you can see that the r is 0.012, which is known as the growth rate. So the growth rate we need as a percentage. So therefore simply multiply with 100, that's all. R is equal to 0.012 times 100, which is equal to 1.2%. Therefore the growth rate per year is 1.2%. See that? If it was less than 1, we would have compared with this and found what is the R, the decay rate we call it as. In this case, it is growth rate. Clear? So see that which option is matching with that? The population of city Y, growth means increase by 12%. No, 12% is wrong. The population of the city Y increases 1.2% every year. That is right, 1.2% every year. So option B is the correct one. This is decrease, decrease. These are anyway wrong. It is not a decay situation, it's a growth. It's increasing. The value, this factor is growth factor here. 1 plus something. That something is called the growth rate. And usually it is given in decimal form, but we need to convert into percentage form. So therefore just multiply with 100, you get your answer. Okay. Question number 2. The number of people who own houses compared to those who rent houses in city L is represented by the ratio 2:3. Own house to rented house ratio is 2:3. If the people in the city K, this is about city L. Now there is a new city K. What about this city? With a population, the total population of the city is 623k thousand, are twice as likely to own a house. Okay, here if you want to see that the people who own the house are, the ratio is 2 to 3 own to the rent. So if you want to write it as a ratio who owns house, this will be 2/5, because if I have the total 5 parts, 2 parts, which is 2 numerator, corresponds to the people who own the house. The denominator 3 parts corresponds to the people who rent. If I add both of them, total population, if I consider as the 5 parts, out of the 2 parts own the house, so 2/5 of the total population own the house. So now they claim that in city K, with this population are twice as likely to own a house. So here the people who own the house in the K city are twice as likely, means 2/5 means it is 2 times that, 4/5. So in city K, 4/5 of the total population own the houses. Then approximately how many people rent houses in city K? So if 4/5 of the people are owning the houses, means how many people are renting the house? 1/5. Obviously 1/5 are renting. So they want this number. How many people are renting the house? So therefore, the people who are renting the house is 1/5 of total 623,000. Making sense? 1/5 times this. We need to multiply that to get the required number. So out of the options, this is 6,000. 1/5 of that is little more than 100k. So out of the options, option A is the only one which is nearest one. So remaining all are very high. So you can calculate also, but you can see that the option A is the closest one. There is nothing else which is nearby. So option A must be the answer. So I repeat one more time. They are given two different situations here. We have to carefully understand the context. In city A, they have given the population, they have given the ratio of people who own the house and who rent the house, 2:3. Then I've converted it into a fraction form. 2 parts out of 5 parts. 2/5 of the people are owning the house. Now in city K, double of that. 4/5 of the people own the houses. So therefore 1/5 are renting. That's what they asked for. How many people are renting the house? 1/5 of the total population of the city K, which is 1/5 of 623,000, which is 124,600. Okay. Question number 3. Using the systems of equation, what is the value of x? So they're given two equations here and we need to solve for x. We can use either elimination technique or substitution method. Both of them are okay. I'm going to use substitution, I think. We can do either of them. So, but in this case, it looks like the substitution is easy for me. Elimination also we can do. We can just multiply this with 2. Then it will become 4x. This is 4x and 4x. Subtract. Then 4x gets cancelled, we get the y value. We can substitute it back and get the x value. We can do that very much as well. But I'm going to use the substitution anyway. So what I'm going to do, the second equation, add 3 on both sides. Add 3 on both sides. Then I'll get 2x is equal to 3y plus 3. Let it be like this now. Now from equation 1, what I'm going to do, this 4x I would like to write as 2 times 2x. Hello, minus 2y. Rest of it is as it is. Now this 2x I'm going to substitute here. Following that, everyone? So therefore, if I substitute this 2x here, 2 times 2x in place of 2x, I can put 2y, 3y plus 3 minus 2y is equal to 10. So now distributive property, 2 goes into the brackets, 2 times 3, 6y plus 6 minus 2y is equal to 10. 6y minus 2y, like terms, combining the like terms together, 6y minus 2y, 4y plus 6 is equal to 10. Subtracting 6 on both sides, minus 6, minus 6. So this cancels out, 4y is equal to 4, dividing with 4 on both sides, y is equal to 1. That's it. We can use the elimination method or substitution. Both are equally good. Whichever you're comfortable with that, you can do that. Okay. Question number 4. The triangle ABC is shown below. If AB is 36 centimeters, AC is 27 centimeters, what is the length of BD? In a right angle triangle, we have the concept of similarity in right angle triangles. When you drop a perpendicular from this 90-degree vertex to the opposite side, total 3 triangles are there which are similar to each other. The smaller one ABD and ADC and the bigger one ABC. All 3 are similar. But here I think the bigger one and this ABD, these are enough for us to compare them we can take the ratio of the corresponding sides, but before that we need to find the missing side BC. In triangle ABC, using the Pythagorean theorem, two of the sides are given, two of the legs, and the hypotenuse is missing. So I can simply write BC square is equal to 36 square plus 27 square. So BC is equal to square root of 36 square plus 27 square. We can use the calculator here. If we simplify that, finally we will get 45 as the answer for this. Okay. So now you got the side BC as 45. Now this big triangle ABC and this triangle ABD, this one. So if we try to take the ratio of the corresponding sides here, the longest side here 45 here upon 36, the hypotenuse here is this, hypotenuse is 36, the other sides if you see, this is 36 upon the missing side BD. I'm just taking the ratio of the corresponding sides. When you drop the perpendicular, total 3 similar triangles are formed, but I am only comparing the big triangle and this ABD triangle. So ratio of the corresponding sides. So cross product 45 times BD is equal to 36 times 36. Again we can use the calculator here. 36 times 36, sorry, 36 times 36, we multiply that and divide with 45. If we calculate that, we're getting 28.8 or 80 rather, you can write 8 or 80, doesn't matter. So centimeters. So which is the option D. So the basic concept here is that in a right angle triangle, when you draw a perpendicular from this 90-degree vertex to opposite side, total 3 triangles, bigger one and 2 smaller, all 3 are similar to each other. Take the ratio of the corresponding sides, you can easily find the missing pieces. Okay. Question number 5. If y is equal to 2 minus k and y is equal to 3x square minus 6x plus 1. If the system of equations above has two distinct solutions, which of the following cannot be value of k? Okay, good question. So here, this is a straight line. If you graph it, you will get a straight line, and this is a quadratic expression whose graph is a parabola. So therefore, there is a parabola and there is a straight line. What are the possibilities total if you want to draw? They may be away from each other, there is no touching or cutting, and they may touch each other like this at exactly 1 point, or else the line may cut it at 2 points. That's what exactly they're talking about. This system of equations has two distinct solutions, means they want the line and the parabola to cut each other. So means it should have two solutions. So the two solutions are possible, one solution possible, no solution also possible, means zero solutions. So first of all, I solve it now, then only I'll get to know that what to do. So what is the meaning of solving here? I can use the substitution method, in the sense this y value I can bring it and substitute in the second equation. So I'll get 2 minus k is equal to 3x square minus 6x plus 1. Now bringing everything to one side, to the right hand side, setting it equal to 0, means adding k and subtracting 2 on both sides, plus k minus 2 minus 2. So this will become 0. Therefore, now the equation will become 3x square minus 6x, 1 minus 2 is minus 1, plus k minus 1 is the constant part, is equal to 0. Clear enough? So now this is the quadratic. By solving them, I am getting a quadratic. So what does it mean? If this quadratic has two roots, if this quadratic equation has two distinct roots, that means there are two solutions, means the line is cutting at two different points. That's what they want, two distinct solutions they want. So we know that the nature of the roots of the quadratic equation, there is something called discriminant, b square minus 4ac. Remember, in the quadratic formula, minus b plus minus root of b square minus 4ac over 2a, This quantity inside the square root is known as discriminant. Based on the sign of that, whether it is greater than 0 or is equal to 0, less than 0, based on that we decide the number of roots. If d is less than 0 means no real roots for the quadratic equation. Complex numbers will be the roots. D is equal to 0, equal roots will come. D greater than 0, inside the square root a positive number is there, this quantity becomes positive, then we say that it has two real roots. So therefore here we want two distinct real roots. Two distinct real roots. That means D must be, the discriminant of this must be greater than 0. Making sense? For this system of equations to have two roots means indirectly this quadratic should have two roots. The quadratic has two roots only if the discriminant is greater than 0. Now compare with the standard equation ax square plus bx plus c and identify what are a, b, c. So a is 3, x square coefficient, b is minus 6, c is k minus 1. Following? So now I want a discriminant d greater than 0. So d is supposed to be b square minus 4ac. So b square means negative 6 ka square minus 4a, 3c is k minus 1 is greater than 0. Let's simplify this. 36 minus 12 times k minus 1. I'll straight away multiply the 12 into the bracket distribution. So 4 times 3, 12k, and negative, negative, 2 negatives becomes positive 12 is greater than 0. So adding 12k on both sides, 48 is greater than 12k. Adding 12k, this 12k cancels out, and the right hand side I'll get 12k. So dividing with 12 on both sides, if I divide, I can divide with a positive number in an inequality, no problem. If I divide with 12, I am getting k less than 4. Hello? 4 greater than k means k less than 4. Okay, so what does it mean? Whenever the value of k is less than 4, I will get two roots. If k less than 4, we get two roots. That's what the meaning of that. But they want the system of equation above has two distinct solutions. Which of the following cannot be the value of k, they are saying. So whenever the k is less than 4, we'll get two roots. But they want, if it cannot have two roots, if it has two roots, k should be less than 4. They want what? Following cannot be value of k. Okay. So these three are acceptable. See, if it is less than 4, two roots we will have. Means less than 3, 1, 2, all three are, these are all less than 4. So therefore acceptable. This is equal to 4 or more than 4 is not acceptable. Is equal to 4 actually gives you a d is equal to 0. It makes d 0. So that means you'll have only one solution. Okay. Anything more than 4 will be no solution. But anyway, in this case, they want two solutions. Means k must be anything less than 4. There are three values which are less than 4. Only one is equal to 4. So this is the answer. Which cannot be the value of k they're asking. So therefore, it cannot be 4. It has to be less than 4. Clear? Good. Question number 6. What is the value of x coordinate of the center of the circle? Okay, so let's try to rewrite the given equation as x square, then y square, then x, then y, then constant. There are a couple of ways in which we can approach this. One is directly we can remember it. Usually a circle equation in expanded form. There is center radius form also, I'll tell that. But before that, if we expand, let me write it also. There is something called x minus h whole square plus y minus k whole square is equal to r square. This is called the center radius form, where the center is given by h comma k and the radius is r, obviously. Okay. So we can convert this into this form and identify the center. That we will do it as a second method. But first method, what I am trying to tell is that if you expand this, what do we have? X square term, y square term, there is an x term, there is a y term, there is a constant. So if we can remember this as a general equation of a circle. Okay. So x square coefficient and y square coefficient should be 1 and 1. Okay, then simply the x coefficient ka half, the half of x coefficient with opposite sign. I repeat, center you can directly write by looking at the x, but make sure that x square and y square coefficient must be 1 and 1 only. If it is anything else, divide with that. If it is 3x square, 3y square, somewhere it is given like that, let us say. First divide with 3, then only you can do what I am trying to tell now. Okay. Excuse me. All right. So divide with that and you can do that. Okay. So now once it is in the standard form or the general form, let us say x square plus y square plus 6x this way. Simply half of the x coefficient is 6, 6 half of 6 is 3, but opposite sign you take negative 3, and y coefficient is negative 8, half of it is negative 4, opposite sign is positive 4. That's it, finished. That's all. Center, x coordinate of the center they're asking for, your answer would be minus 3. I repeat, try to put it in the general form, which means x square, only x square, no number in front of that, only y square, then x, then y, then constant. Once the circle is in this format, all you have to look at is the half of x coefficient with opposite sign, half of y coefficient with opposite sign. This is the direct method, shortcut kind of thing you can say. Whereas the regular method, standard one, so given equation must be in this form to compare and identify the center, but it is not in that form. So we can rearrange in that form. How? Put x square and x together. They have already given those two together, to keep them together, x square and 6x, and plus y square and y together. Okay, y square and 8y, and 24 on the other side. If you carefully see, if I am able to write in this form, means I need to create a perfect square. Hello, yes or no? If there is a perfect square, then only I can write x minus h ka square. So to create that, half of x coefficient ka square we need to add. X coefficient is 6, 6 ka half 3, 3 square 9. Add 9 on both sides. I'll tell you why, you'll understand in a minute. And half of y coefficient also is what? Minus 8 ka half is minus 4, but square of that is anyway positive 16. Negative 4 ka square. So adding 16 on both sides. What is the advantage of doing so? I'll tell you in a minute. If you carefully see now, this is nothing but x plus 3 ka square. See that carefully. X plus 3 multiplied by itself. X square plus 6x plus 9. That's what you get. And this is nothing but y minus 4 ka square. Observe it. Y minus 4 times y minus 4, you will get the same thing. Is equal to, this is 25 plus 24, 49. Now this is exactly in this format. 49 also can be written as 7 square. So therefore it's exactly in x minus h whole square, y minus k whole square is equal to r square. Compare this and this. So if I compare, negative h here is equal to 3 here. So h is equal to minus 3. Here negative k is equal to negative 4 here. Therefore k is equal to 4. Therefore your center is negative 3 comma 4. So x coordinate they are asking, so negative 3 you can write. See that? So this is actually converting the given equation into center radius form and comparing with the equations, standard equation, and finding center. Whereas the other one is, this can be called as general form, putting it in the, rearrange it, that's it. Given equation only I am using, but just rearrange that. X square, y square, and x, y. Half of x coefficient with opposite sign, half of y coefficient with opposite sign. That is your center. Okay, right. Question number 7. The length of a rectangular field is 7 meters more than its width. If the area of the field is 120 square meters, what is the value of the length? Okay, let the width be x. Now the length is going to be x plus 7. That's what they said, right? Here length is 7 meters more than width. Width is x and length is x plus 7. Now the area is given by length times width. Hello. So area is given as 120. is equal to length is x and width is x plus 7. Just multiply them together. You should get x square plus 7x, x square plus 7x is equal to 120. Bringing 120 to the left, I mean subtracting 120 on both sides, we get x square plus 7x minus 120 is equal to 0. We can use quadratic formula or else we can directly factorize it. I think we want product as negative 120 and sum 7. 15 and 8 will work, I think, but positive 15 and negative 8. Yeah, sum is 7 and 15 times 8 is negative 120. Perfect. So x plus 15 times x minus 8 is equal to 0. Therefore, by equating this is equal to 0, we get x is equal to negative 15, and by equating this is equal to 0, we get x is equal to 8. So we are talking about length here, so it cannot be negative. Length or width, whatever that, it cannot be negative. So therefore we discard this. This is not possible. So therefore we have only one option, x is equal to 8. So if the width is equal to 8, then the length is going to be 8 plus 7, x plus 7, no? So which is nothing but 15. So what is the value of its length? Therefore answer would be 15 meters. Okay. Question number 8. Which of the following is a solution to the inequality below? Okay. So they have given a system of inequality and they have given some points. They're saying that which point satisfies the system, means it should satisfy both the inequalities. We just have to check one by one. Let's say option A. Substitute this 3 comma 2 in here. 3 times y. Y is 2 here. This is x and this is y. 3 times y is greater than 2 times 3 plus 5. 6 is greater than 11. So which is wrong. This is not correct. So it's a false statement. So option A is not right. So move to the option B. If it is correct, then I would have checked for the second inequality also. But anyway, we are getting it wrong. So no need to check the second inequality. Now go to the option B. This time x is minus 2, y is 1. 3 times y, 1, is greater than 2 times x minus 2 plus 5. Here, this one I'm plugging in this point. So I got 3 greater than 2 times negative 4, 5 minus 4 is 1. 3 greater than 1, correct. Then check the second inequality. Y is less than or equal to, y means 1, is less than or equal to x minus 2 plus 1, 3. So 1 is less than or equal to 1 here. Equality is there, no? So it's okay, it holds good. Less than or equal, any one of them. So good. So therefore, this point satisfying both the inequalities. That means that is part of the solution. Okay? Simple. Remaining anyway will not satisfy. There is only one option correct. Now we got an option B. No need to check option C and D. Okay? Question number 9. Which of the following expressions is equivalent to? Okay, simple single variable equations. Start with the given thing. 2x minus 6 is equal to 4x plus 6. So if I want to simplify that, I can subtract 2x on both sides and add 6, subtract 6 on both sides, or else add 6. Both are okay. Anything is fine, I guess. So I'll subtract 6. 2x cancel and 6 cancel. So I'm getting negative 12 is equal to 2x, 4x minus 2x. So therefore dividing with 2, I'm getting x is equal to negative 6. Therefore I need to look for the same answer in one of the given options. First option, adding 12 on both sides will make it 3/5 x is equal to 12. I don't see getting negative 6 here. We're getting a positive answer for sure here. So this is not going to be correct. So move on to the second option. Here also I can see that clearly x is equal to 3 I am getting, dividing with 2 on both sides. So this is also wrong. Even here I can clearly see I'm going to get a positive answer. Adding 18 on both sides, I'll get 3x is equal to 18, I'll get x is equal to 6 by dividing with 3 on both sides. So that is also wrong. So all three options are eliminated, means obviously option D must be a correct answer. But still, if you want to check, we can continue. Subtracting 18 on both sides, I'll get 3x is equal to minus 18. Then dividing with 3 on both sides, x is equal to minus 6. This is the equivalent expression because both are giving the same answer. Okay, right. Question number 10. What is the value of 32% of 500? Straightforward. So 32% express it as fraction 32 divided by 100. Just multiply that with 500. That's it. When you want the percentage of any number, we just multiply. So 32% as a fraction is 32 divided by 100 times 500. So now we can easily simplify this. We can multiply 32 and 500 first and divide later, or else divide this with 5 first and multiply. Both are equally good. Whatever the way you're comfortable, you can do that. So I'm writing this first, 10 times 5, now 32 times 5. 5 times 2, 10, 15 plus 1, 60. 160 I'm getting. 32% of 500 is 160. Okay. Question number 11. Which of the following expression is equivalent to the expression above? Okay. Let's copy the given expression. 5 divided by 2x minus 1 plus 3 divided by 2x. Clearly, if you want to add two fractions, we want to have the common denominator. So multiply this with 2x, multiply this with 2x minus 1. So clearly we have the common denominator now. So therefore the common denominator is 2x minus 1 times 2x. And the numerator is added together. 5 times 2x is 10x. And here 3 is distributed into the brackets. We'll get 6x minus 3. Combining the like terms, 10 plus 6, 16x minus 3 over this 2x is distributed into the brackets. 2x times 2x, 4x square minus 2x. Look at the options now. 16x minus 3 divided by 4x square minus 2x, option A. Simple. So when you are adding fractions, you need a common denominator. Create that and directly add, you get your answer. Question number 12. What is the equation of the function f of x as shown above? Okay, they have given 3 points on the graph and asking what is the equation of that function. Okay, clearly we can see that all 4 options are linear functions. Therefore, the answer is going to be linear function for sure. So you need to, the linear function is of the form fx is equal to mx plus b. So try to find the slope first. What are the given points? This is 1 comma minus 2. This is 3 comma 4. And this is 5 comma 10. Pick up any two of the points and try to find the slope. Maybe I'll try to take the last two. They look easy. So if I take these 2 points and the slope is given by, slope m is given by difference of the y coordinates, y2 minus y1, 10 minus 4 upon 5 minus 3, x2 minus x1, which is 6 divided by 2, which is 3. Therefore, the slope of the line, whatever the answer you're going to get, should be 3x something, plus or minus something should be there. Out of the all options, there is only one option with slope 3. This is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. So using elimination, I can easily say that option A is the correct answer. We haven't found the y-intercept yet, but not needed also. If there are two options with 3x plus 5 minus 5 like that, you would have gone for one more step and found B also. But since already 3 options are eliminated, we already got our answer. Okay. Question number 13. If the system of equations has no solution, what is the value of k? Okay. Let's simplify this first. X plus 4 cos square, x plus 4 times x plus 4. X plus 4 square means x plus 4 multiplied by itself, which is x times x square, 4x plus 4x, 8x plus 4 times 4, 16. Therefore, this value is going to be x square plus 8x plus 16 is equal to right hand side x square plus 3x and k multiply into the brackets plus kx plus 3k. Alright, so subtracting x square on both sides, x square cancels out. Now bringing x terms together and constant terms together. So subtracting 3x also rather. So I'll get 8x minus 3x. 5x plus 16 is equal to kx plus 3k. Now these two are x terms. I want these two together and constants together. So minus kx, so that I get the kx this side. Both x terms together. See this part, important, and minus 16 so that I get the constants together. So this part cancels, this part cancels. So I'll be left with 5x minus kx, means 5 minus k times x. If I take x as the common factor, I pull it out, factor it out, I'll get 5 minus k times x. On the right hand side, 3k minus 16. Therefore, x is equal to 3k minus 16 divided by 5 minus k. So we don't want solution. I want a no solution case. No solution means x value should not exist or not defined, something like that. Clearly, we can see that when k is equal to 5, the denominator becomes 0. If the denominator is 0, some finite number upon 0 is undefined or not defined. So means no solution case. So therefore, we don't have any x value there. So no solution. That's what they're asking. Now, what is the value of k for which the system has no solution? Therefore, k is equal to 5 is the value for which the system has no solution. I repeat, this is purely algebraic calculation. So simplify and try to find x in terms of the given k expression in terms of k. Then we easily identify that if the denominator is 0, x does not exist. Therefore, k is equal to 5 is what making the denominator 0. Therefore, no solution if k is equal to 5. Okay. Question number 14. Which of the following statements best describe the transformation between fx to gx? Okay, so they have given a function f of x is equal to 2 times x plus 5 whole square. Now this function should transform to g of x is equal to 2x square plus 4x plus 6. So what transformations given in the options will convert this f of x into g of x? Okay, so we have to be clear about the transformation techniques, then only you can understand this. So let's try this. I'm going to check one by one options and see that by applying these transformations on this function, am I able to reach to g of x or not? That's what I'm going to see. Option A. Let's start with that. So translated 4 units to the right. So when you translate something 4 units to the right, you need to replace x with x minus 4 in the function. I repeat, with input always the effect is counterintuitive. If you move to the right, you will replace with x minus 4. If you move to the left, you replace with x plus 4. So in this case, you want to move 4 units to the right. Therefore, replace x with x minus 4. So new function here you will get f of x minus 4 is equal to, I can directly write, I guess, f of x minus 4 is equal to 2 times replace x with x minus 4 plus 5 is already there. It becomes like this, 2 times 5 and 4. 5 minus 4 is plus 1 cos square. I am done only one part. Now then 4 units to the right and 4 units up. When you move the function or translate the function 4 units up, you need to add 4 outside the function to the constant. So therefore f of x minus 4, what happened to that, this whole thing is added by 4 outside. Therefore this whole thing is added, 2 times x plus 1 square is added by 4 outside. I repeat, first one is translated 4 inch to the right, means replace x with x minus 4, then adding 4 outside. Why? Because it's moving, translated up by 4 units, means just add 4 outside to the constant. Okay. So now we have to simplify that. 2 times x plus 1 ka whole square is x plus 1 times x plus 1. which is x square plus 2x plus 1 plus 4, which is multiply 2 into the brackets, distributive property, 2x squared plus 2 times 2, 4x plus 2 plus 4. Now combining the like terms, 2x squared plus 4x, 2 plus 4 is 6. Oh, exactly matching with the given thing. So we got luckily in the option A itself the correct option. If we haven't got this, then you should have tried the option B. Now translate 1 into the right, means replace by x minus 1, then add 6 and check. Again and again we need to check all the options, but we got it in the first option. So still, if anyone is not clear, so when we discuss the transformations topic in detail, so you'll understand even better, but for now also you can remember these things easily. When you move to the right, replace with x minus 4, x minus 4, x with x minus 4, and you move up or down, add 4 or subtract 4 outside the function, the constant. That's it. Okay, right. Question number 15. 3 plus 4i upon 2 minus I is equal to a plus bi. What is the value of b? So let's copy the given thing. 3 plus 4i upon 2 minus I. This is not in standard form. Standard form is a plus bi, where I can say that this is the real part and this is the imaginary part, where I can see the real part separate and the imaginary part separate. But here there are two complex number in the numerator and denominator. I cannot distinguish which is the real part and imaginary part of this complex number. So to do that, I need to simplify this. How can I do that? The denominator, whatever the complex number in the denominator, the conjugate of that, 2 minus I is there in the denominator. So 2 plus I, multiply both numerator and denominator with the conjugate of the denominator. Why? You will see the effect, what happens. Now the numerator 3 plus 4i is multiplied by 2 plus I, and the denominator is also multiplied together, 2 minus I times 2 plus I. Let me multiply and open up these brackets. So 3 times 2. We know how to multiply two brackets. 3 times 2. We can use FOIL method also. First, 3 times 2, 6. Then 3 times I, 3i. Then I start with 4i times 2, 8i. Then 4i times I, which is 4i squared. Over denominator also same story. 2 times 2, 4. 2 times I, 2i. 2 times minus I, minus 2i, minus I times I square. But we all know that in complex number I is square root of negative 1. That means I square is minus 1. Look, that is the basic definition of a complex number. That's how the I is defined. Okay, so if I simplify now, what can I do? 8 plus 3, 11. This I square will become negative 1. So this is going to be 4 times negative 1. This total is negative 4. This is as good as negative 4 now. There is a 6 here, there is a negative 4. So 6 minus 4 is 2. I repeat, 6, and this is equivalent to negative 4 because I square is negative 1. So 2 and these like terms are combined together, 8 plus 3, 11i. Divided by denominator also same story. This 2y minus 2y getting cancelled. This I square is again minus 1. There is minus already waiting outside, negative, negative. Two negatives make it positive 1. So 4 plus 1, this total denominator is 5. I repeat, negative I squared. So negative, and then I square is minus 1. Minus of minus plus 1. This whole thing is becoming plus 1. There is a 4 already waiting. So 4 plus 1, 5. Now break it in the middle. Write the real part, imaginary part separate. 2 fifth, 2 by 5, 2 divided by 5 plus 11 by 5 I. This is exactly looking like a plus bi. They are calling that this is equal to a plus bi. Now compare the real part with real and imaginary with imaginary. A is going to be 2 by 5 and B is going to be 11 by 5. They're asking for B. So B is 11 by 5, option D. So whenever a complex number is given like this as a division of two complex numbers, multiply with the conjugate of the denominator. Conjugate means whatever the, if there was 2 plus I would have multiplied with 2 minus I. If 2 minus I is there, 2 plus I. Okay. So multiply, it's like the rationalization. We do it now. If you have 2 plus root 3, we'll multiply with 2 minus root 3 to rationalize the denominator. Similar sense of it. Okay. So we just have to multiply with that and rest of the calculation. Finally, the objective is here to bring it back to standard form where I can identify the real part and imaginary part separately and compare with the right hand side and get the A and B values. Okay, right. Question number 16. Absolute value of 3x minus 5 is equal to 7. Pretty straightforward. We generally remember that absolute value of any number is 3. When I remove absolute value, I'll get plus minus. So I can write plus minus a is equal to 3. That means indirectly a is equal to plus minus 3. Isn't it? If I remove the absolute value, two possibilities. It could have been positive or negative. The absolute value makes it positive. That's why we take both the possibilities. In the same way, whenever you remove an absolute value, you can simply take plus and minus two cases. Therefore, in this context also, 3x minus 5 is equal to 7, one possible case, or else 3x minus 5 can be minus 7. That's it, same like this. Remember that, we are done. Adding 5 on both sides, 3x is equal to 7 plus 5, 12. Dividing with 3 on both sides, x is equal to 4. Again adding 5 on both sides, 3x is equal to negative 5 plus negative 7 plus 5 is negative 2. Dividing with 3, negative 2/3. What is the positive solution to the equation? Yeah, we got one negative, one positive. They only want positive, so discard this. We have only one solution, x is equal to 4. Okay. Question number 17. A mattress and bed shop tabulates the number of orders it receives in a particular week. So this is the table. What is the probability that a customer buys a mattress given that they do not buy the bed? Okay. So probability is all about probability of any event, E let us say, is total cases or total outcomes upon favorable cases. Favorable outcomes or cases, right? So in this case, what is the probability that a customer buys a mattress given that they do not buy a bed? So they do not buy a bed is the total possibilities for us. So they're not buying the bed. So this row must be added together. No bed. They did not buy a bed. So 22 plus 18, which is 40. Making sense? Right. That is part 1. Now the other part is, out of these 40, we want customer who buy a mattress. This is the intersection. They're not buying a bed but buying a mattress. 22 is the number who are buying the mattress but not buying a bed. So, but these two total is not buying a bed is 40. Out of these 40, I want the people who are buying the mattress as the favorable cases. So 22 in the numerator. Everyone following how to read the table? This 30 is the number of persons who bought the mattress as well as bed. 45 is who bought the bed but not mattress. 22 is who are buying the mattress but not bed. 18 is no mattress, no bed. That is the table. Now I want the people who bought no bed, that is 40. Out of that, I want the people who bought the mattress as numerator. So that is 22 divided by 40, 11 divided by 20. I guess that should be the answer. Yeah, option D. Okay. Question number 18. Which of the following system of inequalities represents the graph below? Okay. So there are two lines, if you can see clearly. One of the lines is this one, the line, and the second line is this one, dotted line. Okay. So one is a solid line, one is a dotted line. Okay. So first look at this solid line. I think it may not be clear, but it is cutting at 10 here. Okay. And it's cutting at 4 here. So clearly we can see that the slope of this line we can easily find, rise over run. So -4 and this is 10. Clearly we can see that the slope is going to be -4 by 10, which is -0.4. So look for the lines which have slope -0.4. Yeah, so these two are gone. Option B and D are eliminated. So option either A or C. Okay. So next, the dotted line equation is same. See, the dotted line equation is same in both the cases. So only thing is that we need to check which side to shade. They have shaded the downside, this side of the line. For the shaded one, I mean, sorry. For the dotted one, this is the dotted line. So they shaded this side of the line. So if you are shading this side of the line, so we need to see which one is correct. So let's say I'll take this 0, 0 as the test point. Okay, if I'm taking 0, 0 as the test point, you can take any point, but 0, 0 is easier. So substitute here option A, 0, 0. If I substitute 0 greater than 2 times 0 plus 3, which is 0 greater than 3 I am getting. So the side 0 greater than 3 is wrong. It's a wrong statement. Means for this, if this was the correct answer, I shouldn't shade this side. 0, 0 is not satisfying inequality. I should shade the other side. This side I should shade. So that means option A is wrong. Am I making sense here? I repeat. See, whenever an inequality is there, for example, a linear simple one variable inequality, x greater than 3 is there. So how do you check that? So 3 is on the number line. I want a number which is greater than 3. This side or this side? Greater than 3, I'll get the numbers of this side. In the same way, when you have a two variable inequality also like this, only one side points only satisfy the inequality, either this side or this side. So to check that, I need one point to substitute in that and see. So I'm taking 0, 0 to do that job, which is called the test point. If I substitute 0, 0 in this option A in the second equation, I'm getting a wrong statement. So the 0, 0 side is not correct. It should not be shaded, but it is shaded there. So therefore this is wrong. This is correct. Option C, I mean to say. In option C, it is other way around. So y less than 2x plus 3. If I substitute 0, 0 here, I'll get 0 less than 0 plus 3. So 0 less than 3 is correct. That means the 0, 0 side is shaded for the dotted line, which is correct according to the given graph. Therefore, option C, the set of inequalities are actually correct. Okay, first look for the intercepts, slopes, whatever is needed, and see. Sometimes there itself you get the answer, but if multiple answers are there, you can check which side is shaded and those points are satisfying the given inequality or not. According to that, you can identify the final correct system of inequalities. Okay. Question number 21. How many solutions does the equation of the graph below have with the line y is equal to 5? Easy one. See, this is the graph and this is the y is equal to 5 line. Solution means nothing but point of intersection where both of them become equal. So the line is cutting the graph at only one point. Therefore, this has only one solution. As simple as that. If a graph is like this and if your line cuts at 3 points, it will have 3 solutions. But here, the line y is equal to 5 is y is equal to 5 is a horizontal line. Hello? And this is the graph. The line cuts the given graph at only one point. Therefore, we have only one solution. Fair enough? So the number of point of intersections is nothing but the number of solutions. So one point of intersection, so one solution. Okay. Question number 22. David can spend at most $36 in a bookstore. A book costs $5 and a pen costs $1.50. If he buys at least one book and 3 pens, what is the maximum number of books he can get? Okay, let's do one thing here. First, the number of pens, 3 pens he bought, he has given. So each pen costs 1.5. So 3 times 1.5 or $1.50, which is $4.50. So first subtract this from the total amount we have. 36 minus $4.50, which is $31.50. That is what the money left. So with this amount, he can buy how many books? That's the question. So each book cost 5. Let the number of books bought be X. We need some variable, no? So just name it as X. Now each book cost $5, means the total amount you want to spend on books will be 5 times X. Each books cost X dollars, 5 books, 5. Each books cost $5 and you buying X number of books, 5X. But the money you have is only $31.50. Whatever you spend on the books cannot exceed the budget. So therefore, this must be less than $31.50. I repeat, the amount of money you spending on the books cannot exceed the money you have with you. So less than this. Divide with 5 on both sides. 31.50 divided by 5. X less than 5 times 630, which is 1.53. So 6.3 I'm getting. So cannot buy the books in a half or in a decimal. So it says that less than 6.3 means you can buy maximum 6 books. Max 6 books we can buy. So the David can buy maximum 6 books. Okay, right. With this we are done with the module 2 also. So module 1 and module 2 total 44 questions are finished. So I hope by the end of this you have some kind of plan, study plan, where you are able to follow it 100% and able to solve the questions, and the parts where you are not clear. Okay, so make a note of that, create a study plan. In the next video we are going to start with the math content. Each topic will take one by one starting from the next class, next video. Okay, so do like, share and subscribe if you like the content. See you in the next video. Thank you.